Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And yes, I know I sound terrible, but please don't worry about me. And ironically enough, today's video is the next in the series of the natural healing testimonies. This is part 14. It's been a really great series. If you have not had a chance to go back and listen to all of the videos within this, I recommend you do so. I'll be putting the playlist link in the description box down below, and a lot of great stories in there. And these are from my followers who share with me their real stories about how they were able to heal themselves from many different ailments, or their family, or even their pets. And today I have 3. The first one's going to be a little bit unique though. Hi Heidi, I have been listening to you for years and have really been on a journey of self-empowerment with you. That to me is super healing on many levels, which is why she sent it under this category. A, just learning about preparedness and to not live in denial was a true healing. For today, I can have a power outage and be cool as a cucumber because I know what to do. B, I found my own fashion. I now choose to wear long skirts in summer and winter, basically year round. I love the feeling of wearing skirts and I love the modesty it brings. I feel so much more comfortable and authentically me. I love this. I learned to make the skirts from your video of the brown sheet skirt. And if you're interested in that, by the way, I actually just recently remastered that video and I'll put it in the description box down below. I have a dozen skirts at least now. And then C, I make my own soaps, shampoo, skin cream, laundry powder, mixed greens blend, and more, which I all learned from you. The laundry soap is a detergent I can touch without the skin on my fingers starting to get hard and crack and peel. The skin cream replenishes the cracks and is excellent as sunscreen. I get more energy using the mixed greens. It has opened up a whole new world of discovery of the strong energy in wild plants, and I have started to forage. D, I made a muscle rub just with oil and cayenne pepper, and it healed my Achilles tendon that I had somehow pulled. You know, that's actually how I started. When I was first starting to get into just making some kind of muscle rub, it was just an oil with cayenne pepper added to it. And that worked pretty good. And then I added to it and improved on the recipe over the years. E, growing food. Knowing I can grow potatoes really inspired me too. It was empowering. Using my apartment porch to grow even more vegetables and herbs was exhilarating. I am still learning how to grow food well and really appreciate the experience and knowledge you have. F, your video about intimacy was so true and real, very relationship strengthening. G, the cooking videos, the vinegar videos, the crocheting videos, the sewing ones, all brought good gifts into my life. Making bread was super empowering. H, your whole attitude about allowing yourself to be real and not perfect was liberating to me as a woman. I, learning to present topics and opinions in an open and honest way, giving precursors to avoid negative backlash was a great example to me of tolerance and mutual respect. I really appreciate this very much. I could go through the whole alphabet of how much I have learned from you, but I won't. Much gratitude and love. Thank you, June. I really appreciate that. This is very healing and encouraging to me because I have those moments where sometimes I doubt. Sometimes I wonder if I'm still doing the right thing and if I'm still reaching people and helping people, which is my desire to do. And so this definitely did belong in this category, even if it is a little unique from the other ones. But, learning, just like the whole thing about coming up with your own style, how liberating that is. That alone can be healing in so many ways when we can break ourselves from the system of what they tell us that we must wear. They tell us how to dress. They tell us how to eat. They tell us how to treat ourselves. And that can bring so much freedom and and healing, quite literally in many ways. Okay, next one. We were living off-grid in mid-Wales, UK. Up a mountain, midwinter, thick snow on ground. Sheet ice on roads, which made the roads unpassable by foot, horse, or vehicle. Cut off for over a month, actually. Husband had a cut on his hand and infection got in. Diagnosis was actually cellulitis. I realized he had a serious skin infection. His arm had swollen from his hand and wrist to the top to larger than the top of my thighs. Oh my goodness. A horrendous red rash. He was feeling like he had the flu, delirious, raging temperature, incredibly ill, bed saturated by a sweat. I rang the doctor, who said he needed immediate admission to hospital and IV antibiotics. We had no way out. She said he needed to be airlifted out to the hospital, but due to being dark, the air ambulances wouldn't fly in night conditions. She said it was very serious and life-threatening. I asked if she would mind me trying honey applications, as I had no other option. She said fine, but call her first thing in the morning to arrange an airlift. And she would ring every hour through her shift remaining. That was actually really good of her to do that, to keep checking in. He had a rash, blisters, swollen, agony, and couldn't swell any further. I painted honey all over his infected arm and hand, covered with paper towel to absorb the honey, as skin was so hot it was dripping off. Cling film wrapped over the paper. Within an hour, the swelling had gone down, leaving over 2 inches of loose cling film and bandage. Wow. She rang and I told her how it was going before she left her home. By morning, no rash, no swelling, no symptoms. Husband cured. That is amazing. That is so cool. In the morning, the doctor rang and was so impressed. She had never heard of such a thing or cure and said she would look into it for future patients. That too is amazing. Now she has a second story about her own self. Secondly, my turn. In East Europe, Hungary, our off-grid solar panel failed. Also bad design, but that's not the story. A pipe failed when I was having a shower and superheated steam blasted over my feet. Oh my goodness, cutting through my skin. Yikes. By the way, I did see the pictures she sent, but I decided not to include them into the video because that can be a little tricky at adding pictures like that, but I can attest that this is real. At first, in confusion with the water on them, I couldn't feel the steam until it was too late. It immediately burnt and blistered my feet and legs, huge blisters. I was screaming. Cold water plunge immediately, but the damage was done. The next few days, the situation became extreme. I used crutches and was hobbling around on them, but it got to the point of not being able to tolerate my legs being anywhere other than elevated. This was okay until I needed the bathroom. As soon as I put my legs down, intense screaming agony, like my legs were to burst with pins and needles, but the worst ever. I would scream in agony and have to put my legs up before I dared take more steps, 2 or 3 steps at a time. So I remembered the honey and my husband. I did the same again, honey, paper, cling film. Then as time went on, I used iodine, myrrh oil, or tinctures. There is a reason myrrh was a biblical gift to Jesus. Immediate relief and 2 weeks of home treatment, and finally the swellings and blisters went with no scarring. Again, amazing story. I did draw out the cellulitis affected area to track it if it was improving in size too. I really should have been in the hospital for this one, but I had the pigs, chickens to feed, and cows to milk, etc., and kids to feed. The day I thought I needed to ring an ambulance was the day I started to heal. The moral of the story, Keep a bucket of honey on hand for infections. Many times we've used it for animals and humans. And when using on skin, you paint it on liberally. Paper towel is ideal, or thin cotton muslin for the layer before the cling film. Electrical tape and bandages, essential in first aid box. Very great testimony. Thank you so much, Scarlett, for sharing that. Okay, the last one is really short. My husband had very high cholesterol levels and statins were not helping. When he came off the statins, I jumped into action and discovered hawthorn berries. And yes, I believe that was one of the ones I included in my list of herbs and more for high cholesterol, because I have a whole series like that as well. So I'll link to that video down below, by the way. The hawthorn tree has been researched and it is documented that it is very heart healthy. I made something of an apple butter from the berries. He wasn't keen on that, so I made some fruit leather and he liked that better. After 4 months off the statins and on the hawthorn leather, his total cholesterol level dropped 20 and his LDL dropped by 19. Very good. Then she says, I'll keep you updated as to what his next cholesterol test is. Very, very cool. So I very much appreciate these natural healing testimonies because we all can learn from each other when we hear these. I always learn something new, and it gets me all that much more excited about more natural healing that I can do for ourselves and our family members. So if you have your own story you would like to submit, please type that out and send it to rancountryhomestead@gmail.com under the title Natural Healing Testimony or Testimonies. You can send several if you want, and that will likely get included in a future video just like this and be part of this full series. And don't forget to check out any links, including the one to the full playlist that I'll be putting in the description box down below by clicking on more or show more somewhere down here below the video screen. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.